it's Steve with eXp Realty. I'm here with some friends, and we're going to talk to you about improving the value of your home before you sell it so that you can make money. Instead of flipping your house by someone else, flip it yourself and see if you have some extra value that can be built into your property before selling it. A lot of people I talk to realize that their kitchen is out of date. They may have some work that needs to be done in a certain room, and they feel like they would be in a position if they had to sell it to sell it under market. And that's what some realtors would tell you, is just lower the price to accommodate these rooms and fixtures that need to be taken care of before selling. So what we're going to talk about today is exactly how you can approach doing that in a cost-effective and, most importantly, cash return way as you sell your property. And I'll introduce Ryan Siebert with SG Home Builders.
Yeah, so it's really something that we're dealing with a lot today. We get a lot of clients who are looking to buy a property, and they're calling us to see how much the kitchen's going to cost, how much the bathroom's going to cost to upgrade it once they buy the home. And what Steve and I's conversation with Glenn was, is there a way to help potential sellers upgrade their home, use that equity to sell the home at a higher price, as opposed to dropping the price and letting the new buyer come in, then put the money into it, and they get all the benefit of the equity. So one of the stress points that I see when it comes with buyers is they're expecting me to come up with a bid right away before they put in their offer, and there's simply not enough time, and ultimately we're going to have to give a way high price bid to justify the potential costs, and now you as a seller are accepting potentially a lower bid than what you could get if that kitchen, that bathroom, that basement was already renovated before you went to sell the property. So that's one of the big things that we're looking to do, is help potential sellers out beforehand, and as you mentioned, flip your own home so you can create more value for yourself rather than someone else can do it. And Glenn's going to tell us about how do you do that, how do you access the money or the equity in your home before you actually sell the property.
Well, thank you, Ryder. I'm Glenn Moreno with First Centennial Mortgage, branch manager here in Naperville. And what we have found is that you're going to be able, with this flip your own home concept, is you're going to get two appraisals. One for what the house is worth today in an outdated mode like Steve was talking about, with maybe some old fixtures, some old countertops, etc. And then you're going to get a second appraisal for what it could be worth once you meet with Ryan, find out what amenities you can put into the home. And then what we're going to be able to do is give you up to 97.5% of the once fixed up value. Not what it's worth today, but if you put in all the improvements that Ryan's talking about here today, you're going to be able to get financing up to that point. That's quite a bit of financing, which in essence means that you're literally not having to really take any money out of savings to do this. You're going to be able to use the equity that's going to be there once Ryan puts in all these improvements. And then you're going to be able to then, Steve can then list the home and get it sold for maximum value. So again, we've got more than one way to do this, two separate loans out there. And it's really up to you to take the time to find out what items of value are going to best increase the value of your home. And I think both Steve as a realtor can provide you with that, both Ryan from a construction point of view can tell you where your return on money is, and then I can, at the end here, I can help finance that, again, up to the 97.5% point.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that one of the things that we're all going to look at before you even start putting the money into the home is make sure the value is justified. So Steve's going to do a heck of a job by that, of saying, okay, here's what your home's worth today. If you put 50 grand into it, we're going to be able to sell it for 75, 80 grand more than what we would as is. And that's where we want to make sure we're not just taking money out for the sake of taking it out, because sometimes you're going to be in a market where, yeah, it does make sense just to sell. But Steve, what kind of research are you going to do for the client ahead of time to justify it?
We're going to make sure that we understand exactly what your home's value is in today's market, and that's easy to do, honestly. And the expertise of this group lies in our ability to discern whether or not making an investment of this type is going to yield you the commensurate income from the cash or the sale of your property. Excuse me. If you can do it cash, great. But Glenn pointed out something that I want to address, and that's the 97% financing. And that's good if you need it, but if you don't need it, then of course you'd want to take out less so you can maximize the sale and the investment that you're making. And this really works for people who have equity in their property as it stands right now. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the coming weeks, and we look forward to you joining us.